Today, we're going to boost our garden for free using potatoes, sea salt, and forest soil. Welcome to JMS. So this is part 3 of the organic fertility series. In part 1, we made our own fertilizer from comfrey leaves. Part 2, we built our soil and got it super healthy. And now in this video, we're going to take all the work that we did and supercharge it with microbial activity and really help that soil to unlock everything that we need for a productive season. This is JMS, y'all. JADAM Microbial Solution. And it's probably one of the most powerful things you could possibly apply in your garden. For the last 25 years or so, I've been on a journey learning how to garden. Throughout that journey, I've become more and more natural. In fact, sometime before the pandemic, I learned about this thing called Korean natural farming. A gentleman from Korea by the name of Master Cho took Mother Nature's biology and figured out a way for us to recreate that in our farms and for guys like me in our backyards. His son took his own spin on things and came up with his program called JADAM, JADAM, which is where JMS or JADAM Microbial Solution comes from. JADAM translates to people that resemble nature. So you can see the synergy here between Mother Nature and us gardeners. JMS is a solution that is filled with microbial activity. We're talking about fungi, bacteria, all the little creepy crawlers that make your soil alive. And this is important. It's also going to break down all the organic material that we put into our soil and make it available for our plants. Let's get this micro party started, y'all. Step 1, let's gather the materials that we're gonna need, y'all. A 5-gallon bucket, some leaf mold or forest soil, some mesh bags or even an old sock. I tend to use these paint strainer bags, link in description. We're gonna need some boiled potatoes, some sea salt, and make sure it's non-iodized. I tend to use this canning salt because I have it around anyway. We're gonna need some dechlorinated water, aka filtered water, or even better, some rainwater. This last couple days it's rained off and on, and so I've been throwing these buckets out here trying to collect it and get ready for this batch of JMS. Rainwater, good. Pool water, bad. Step 2, and my favorite part of making JMS, let's go microbe hunting. We're looking for leaf litter, like in a forest floor that really hasn't been disturbed, and all the leaves and different pieces of vegetation that are breaking down turn into leaf mold. Leaf mold is awesome, y'all. So I grew up in the country on large chunks of land, but these days I live in a smaller city, but it is still a city, which is sad to say, but I am blessed to live in between these two amazing parks, y'all. This softball and little snow hill park is basically my front yard. When I open my door, this is what I see. And a few houses to the south of me is this little semi-wooded park. They call it a forest. It's clearly not. In fact, I tried to go over there yesterday morning and look for some leaf litter to make this video, and all these trees are so well maintained that it was a no-go. But I did excavate a 2-year-old leaf mold pile that I had going in this can, and there is going to be tons of microbes in here. I also have a couple of trees that have fantastic leaf litter beds, so we're going to check those out too. Any shady areas like under this tree right here is leaf litter heaven, y'all. Okay, so once you have a spot that looks pretty well undisturbed, you'll start by pushing back the top few layers of leaves or chips. You're looking for that dark crumbly layer where things have already started to break down. And if you see a white thread-like fuzz in the soil or on the underside of these leaves and chips, that's the good stuff. That's fungal mycelium. And it's a sign you found a highly active microbial zone. Scoop up a few of the handfuls that have the most of the white stuff and throw it in the bucket. Step number 3, let's mix all of our ingredients together and make some JMS. So I've got my bucket here. There's probably about 4 gallons of this rainwater or so, and I'm gonna go ahead and mix in about a tablespoon of this sea salt, and then I'm gonna take 2 of them strainer bags. In one bag, I'm gonna put all these microbes that we gathered earlier in this red little bucket. And the other, I'm gonna put in our food for this new colony, and that's these baked or boiled potatoes, which should have the consistency of mashed potatoes. I'm gonna suspend both of these bags with this little 2x2 scrap and some zip ties. I'm also gonna cover this bucket with this old bag. I still want air to be able to come in and out of here, but I wanna keep Lola out of this and any other unwanted pests. Step 4, let this baby ferment, y'all. We're in the heat of summer right now, so between 24 and 36 hours is probably gonna be how long it takes. But if it was a little cooler out, you could expect anywhere from 3 to 4 days. The way you're gonna tell this stuff is done is by this crazy foam and sort of frothiness that ends up on top. As these microbes grow and colonize, they create all these little air bubbles. You'll notice little pockets at first, but by the end, when it's ready, this stuff's gonna be all over the top, and you might even see a slight little current. It's really cool. Unlike the comfrey tea that we just made that smells horrible, this stuff not so much. In fact, it kind of has a pleasant earthy smell. Okay, I know we're having a lot of fun here, but we need to slow down for a minute. This is super important. JMS needs to be applied as soon as it's ready. In fact, the way this stuff grows is it colonizes all the way up till this peak, and then it just drops and diminishes immediately. So what we want to do is we want to apply this stuff before it peaks, like right before the top of this curve, or certainly not afterwards. If we wait too long, the microbes will not survive and we lose everything. I pretty much use this in 3 ways, y'all. A soil drench, I like to apply it in my compost, and I also like to use this when I transplant seedlings. I personally do not apply it to leaves. I think there are some benefits as a foliar spray, but I'm looking for that long-term benefit, and that's in the soil. I've seen stronger plants, fewer problems like diseases and pests, and I've got way better soil structure since I started using JMS. Part 4 is how I ditch synthetic fertilizers completely, and I really can't wait for y'all to see this. It really changed my life as a gardener. If you're tired of buying bottles and whatever latest garden hack is out there, definitely subscribe, like this video, hang around, and check out my alternative. We'll catch you next time. Ray out.